Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each week we, as a family, talk with you about all things Lorcana. We've got a great show lined up, but first let me introduce myself. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jen.
And this is our dog, Zelda.
Yeah, and Zelda has joined us immediately as she must somehow sense when we begin recording that is her call to come and talk with us. So, it is nearing the end of the first Lorcana set championship. We've been playing all week, or at least I've been playing all week. We had a really big tournament going on this past week, so let's dive right in and talk about the set championships, trying to get that Stitch card. So how did it go?
So Dad got a Stitch.
Yeah, Dad
Dad actually got a Stitch on Saturday. So
on his
the
first
reason why
tournament.
we couldn't.
Why don't you tell us about how your first tournament went on Saturday, Dad?
Yeah, so my plan was originally to actually go into a tournament on Friday. Unfortunately, that got canceled because the store that I was supposed to play at did not get their promotional prizes. They didn't get their stitches, so they canceled the tournament. Yeah, that was upsetting. But Saturday, I was able to go to a tournament with 16 people all together. We ended up playing 4 rounds, and then it was cut to the top 4 from there. And I was able to go undefeated in the 4 rounds. Or actually, I went undefeated for 3 rounds, and then me and the other guy that was undefeated just kind of intentionally drew the last one to make sure that we both made the top 4. And top 4 automatically was getting Stitch cards. So it was awesome, my first time out, to make the top 4 and get that Stitch card. Unfortunately, I immediately then lost.
So
I
you
was playing.
didn't get any free match.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. Just like I already told you. No playmats, but all I really wanted was a card. That's really what I was aiming for, and that's what I got. I've been playing a Ruby Amethyst controls deck with all the bouncing stuff in it. I ended up losing to the Emerald Steel discard deck that has been haunting me. But that was my first day. That was Saturday. Then on Sunday, all 4 of us went with what ended up being a 32-person event.
Yeah, really big.
Yeah, so that was 5 rounds of playing. And so, how did you guys?
How'd you boys do?
I won 2. I won 1. I won 2. I won against him. And then I won. I met.
Right.
And then I won against someone else. Because we were very disappointed to find us. What? Battling each other, and I got a headache at the beginning, so that's probably the reason. But then I got some boba tea, and now I'm good. And hey Dad,
hey,
Malcolm,
neither of us have talked about how we've done yet, Emmett. But go ahead.
But hey Dad.
Yeah.
Malcolm realized that he only had 3 reloads in his stacker.
Yeah, because there were some changes made to it.
Yeah.
So that he could get some card drawing and so that he could get some removal of songs from the other players.
Okay, because I'm good now. Okay.
So he knew about those. Emmett, he knew about the changes in the deck. Okay. So I ended up doing actually pretty well. I went 3-2. Unfortunately, it stuck me right at 9th place, and the top 8 moved forward. So that was very unfortunate. But the thing that made me feel better is that the 2 people who beat me ended up being the 2 people who were in the final game. So that made me. So don't worry about it. Okay. So that made me feel a little bit better.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was able to go 4-1
Mm-hmm.
on the day, which put me in 4th or 5th place. I don't recall which. But so right in the middle of the top 8 cut. So I got to play for another Champions of Stitch, but I came up short and lost to a Amethyst and Emerald discard deck. This card has been like kind of the bane of my existence for this tournament. I've played, I believe, 7 different versions now of a discard type deck. Basically, decks that are designed to make you discard cards. Basically, they're playing Flynn Riders and Curse Merfolk, Sudden Chills. Just make me lose cards over and over.
That Curse Merfolk, they got me a couple times.
Yeah, it is a tough card.
I actually have a Curse Merfolk in my deck.
Yes, you do. And specifically for the reason of making your opponent discard cards so that they have less resources to use against you. But let's talk a little bit more about the tournament itself. What did you guys think of the tournament, of playing that much mini cards?
That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, you had fun?
And it was also a less memory of playing that. Oh, this one guy that I played way back in set 2, I literally kicked his butt and I was playing with this card with and I ended the turn with 4 buckies, 4
right.
push um, 3 push, um, 3.
Well, I remember seeing that board. You had a lot of stuff on the board, and like you were making him discard all of his cards, and like you were able to win that pretty handedly. But
because he made a very stupid mistake. He played his action, but then the next turn I played a Lucifer.
Right.
Well, it's not really a
It's not
mistake.
really a mistake. He doesn't know what you're going to play.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
not a mistake on it.
A mistake would be something where you could have done something
And you
differently and you didn't do that. He didn't know in knowing what was going to happen next. He didn't know that's what you were going to play next, so he can't really anticipate that or see that coming. Malcolm, what do you think? What did you think about the long day tournament?
I mean, it would have been great if I didn't get a headache. But yeah, it was good. And
Sure.
I mean, it's longer than normal, but like, I guess, like, yeah.
Okay. Great insight. Jen, what about you? What did you think about having to play that whole day, the grind of it?
I mean, it was definitely a lot. I mean, luckily the place where we play has food there, like good food to order, and so that was nice. It was I think one of the things that was a little bit frustrating was that other people were still coming into play, and so there was, it was already very crowded with the tournament. But leaving it open to everybody else, like that was kind of frustrating at times because like people would just go sit at a table where we were supposed to be playing our next round and things like that because they weren't kind of paying attention to what was going on in the place. So, but other than that, like I thought it was really fun. I thought it was fun to play people that normally don't play at our location that we normally play at. That was fun. It's always nice meeting new people for the most part. I think we only had like one negative interaction.
Yeah, I mean everybody was super cool.
Everybody else was like pretty awesome.
So it went really well. Any like surprise decks that you guys weren't expecting to see? Something new?
The Emerald Steel is something I had never played before.
Yeah, that became very popular over the weekend.
I've never played that before, and then all of a sudden, I think I played it. I played an Emerald Steel once, and then the Ruby Steel, I think, or was it Sapphire Steel?
There was a Sapphire Steel, but there was also a Ruby Steel there. That was different. I hadn't played against that before. The pirate deck.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of land.
That was
there was
interesting.
one point where like he had like 5 different locations out on the board, and I'm just like, geez, you have so much land. You must be rich. Like you, right?
But it seems like steel is like the shining star right now. Like everybody's playing steel. I mean, I'm playing steel. I'm playing it in my steel song deck. But I feel like I only played one person the whole tournament that wasn't playing steel. Yeah. And they were playing the traditional amethyst ruby.
Yeah, it's a very popular color. It's also like a very expensive color. That's why basically only one of the 4 of us can ever play it. Because all the expensive cards are there.
Like Sad Boy Beast.
Sad Boy Beast, Robin Hood, both are very like $50 cards. So having them in your deck it's hard to have more than one play set up. Like when I was putting together, so one thing that you have to do for these set championships is put together your deck list. And so I went on to dreamborn.ink and put the deck list together there. You add your cards, and then you can just print it right on the registration sheet right from the website. It's really great. But it also shows you how much each deck is worth if you were to go onto like PCG Player and sell them, right? So me and the boys, our deck lists are anywhere from like $90 to $150 that you would be able to
I can't
spend.
even imagine how much mine is worth.
Yours is about 600.
I was just gonna say probably.
Right, because you have the Sad Boy Beast, you have
I have the Robin Hoods.
you have Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Whole New
Yeah,
World
Whole
is like
New World,
$15
yeah.
card, even though it's a rare.
Yeah, Rapunzel. What she does, she costs 4, and when you play her, you can remove up to 3 damage.
That's Amber.
Yeah, I know, but it's in my deck.
It's still an expensive card.
It's still an expensive card. It's not sealed.
Very expensive.
Yeah. So that's an expensive card, Sad Boy Beast. And then I was playing the big Rockstar Stitches, and those were expensive too, but I'm not
Actually,
anymore.
the Surfer Stitch is more.
Oh, and I just put the Surfer Stitch in,
So
and that's
you
even more.
actually, like,
What is the
grade it
Silver?
up.
What does the Silver Stitch do?
It's a card draw.
So it costs 8. It's
7.
7 cost 7 is a 4 strength, 8 willpower. Quests for 2, and when you play it, if you have 2 or more characters on the board, you get to draw 2 cards.
So kind of like Pilot Piglet and Robin Hood 2.0?
No, nothing like that at all. Because you draw 2 cards, it doesn't get extra lore. You draw 2 cards when you play it.
Because Pilot Piglet is Robin Hood 2.0.
Nope.
You're nothing alike.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
They're different cards.
You're like which
Nope.
Robin Hood? The legendary? Legendary one. Oh,
All right.
wait, Robin Hood, I meant Christopher Robin.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
Robin. That makes a little
Christopher Robin has there's some things about manipulating lore, but they're still very different cards.
Yeah.
One of them sees play and one of them doesn't. It's the Pirate Piglet that sees play. I don't know if I've ever seen Christopher Robin except with someone trying to experiment and make a deck work. But I didn't stop there. That wasn't my last championship of the week. I played one just last night with 24 players. It only got cut to the top 4 though, which means you had to either win out or you can only take 1 loss. Unfortunately, I ended up with 2 losses. Lost to another Emerald Steel discard deck and to one of the blue dime ones. So the blue dime ones, the silver blue dime one. So that one is a hard matchup for Ruby Amethyst. I nearly had him.
Yeah.
All 3 games. Well, we went at the very least. I went 2-1. I never went. I haven't lost 0-2, which is really important because as we get closer to the Disney Lorcana Challenge, right? Those are 2 game sets. So you can either go 1-1, 0-2, or 2-0.
Well, that's good because I played 3 games all but once too. So that's and the only time I didn't was when I was literally playing the Steel Song as well. Like and that one that was crazy because like we barely got 2 matches in our 50 minutes playing a mirror deck and that was crazy and luckily I won that one 2-0.
What's a mirror deck?
That's when 2 people are playing a very similar deck, so we both were playing Steel Song.
Kind of like when me and that one guy played first.
I don't know, but whenever a mirror deck is whenever 2 people are both playing the same kind of decks.
I never had to meet that's why. I played Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah, that was a lot.
You played Ruby Amethyst? Oh, right, back in the first set. Well, I mirrored once back in the first set.
So, anyways, yeah. So I never went 0-2. So it's really good. In fact, that first Saturday, looking back on it, my 3 games that I wanted to get into one, I went 2-0 every game. I walked over everybody. So that was good to do. It's a lot of good practice for Chicago. Even though, as we get closer to the Chicago, there's going to be another set out.
Yeah.
Step 4 will be out, and so all the rules will be completely different. Everything's thrown out the window, and we're going to cover that coming up right here. But speaking of Chicago, we did try to get at least 2 of the tickets for it. Unfortunately, we were only able to get 1, but that just means that Jen will get to hang out in Chicago, which is a cool city. While I sat in room. No, only Mom and Dad are going to go for this first one. Mom's on the wait list, but only Mom and Dad, Jen and Matt, are going to go to this first one so that we can check it out and see how it works with kids.
And then if possibly, if it works, we'll try to get all 4 of us tickets for Toronto, but we'll see. Considering we couldn't even get 2 to Chicago.
Well, with Chicago, it was a little bit difficult. They weren't able to get as many as Atlanta. So in Atlanta, they're having over 2,000, and almost
Right.
everybody that wanted a ticket probably got a ticket for
Yeah.
Atlanta. Chicago is only at 1,000
Mhm.
because it's so close. Them finding another venue
Yeah.
would have been really difficult.
And with Toronto too, people have to have passports.
That's true as well.
So
Where's
the fact
Toronto again?
in Canada,
Canada.
but it's not. It's only like a 3-hour drive for us.
3 to 4 hour drive.
Yeah, so it's not that far. It's like literally like just as far as Traverse City for us.
With the
So-
extra amount of time they have before the Toronto one, hopefully they'll be able to find a place with more space in it.
Yeah,
so
and
they
they've
can
got
have
they've
more.
got huge convention centers there,
Yeah.
so I'm sure that they will. But so that's what we're hoping. You know, the 4 of us have passports because you know we do like to travel, and we also live very close to Canada because we are in the Metro Detroit
Canada.
area.
Yep.
And so you know, it's someplace that we'd like to be able to go whenever we want. So having the 4 passports is nice. So maybe that will make it easier for us to get tickets because, you know, people
So-
might not pick Toronto.
If you are listening to this, if you're watching this, and you're going to Chicago too, and you want to say hi to us, shoot me a message, and we can arrange like saying hi to you and meeting up, and just you know, say thank you for listening. But Chicago is still well, about a month and a half away. Before we get to Chicago, there will be a whole new set coming out. We will be in the middle
Ursula
of
will return
In
on May the 17th.
Yeah. almost yes, May 17th, which is only about 3 weeks
I know.
away. We are really close to this next
How many
set.
more days till May?
It's gonna be May,
It's gonna be May.
and it's in 6 days.
No, 4.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Anyways,
5 on Friday when we release this.
with
but-
Ursula, Ursula's return, up until last week, they hadn't been releasing very many cards. We figured actually there was a lot of chatter, like they'll probably start releasing them a lot next week. They'll let the set championship speak for itself, because this is what this whole week is about. It's set championships for set 3. So we'll probably won't hear about set 4 until next week. I was wrong.
We're
Everyone
all
was
wrong.
A lot of stuff has come out in the past couple of days.
In fact, just today too.
With
Yeah.
what?
Like
We're
new-
about to go
find
over it,
out.
okay? I know what's happened. These guys don't have any idea. Not us.
Not us.
Um,
You should have seen this kid's face when he found out Oswald's coming up for Disney Dreamlight Valley,
I
though.
don't believe there's any Alice stuff.
I will this pin for nothing.
Yes, absolutely nothing. Not for your enjoyment or anything. You wore it for nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, I have to put together like the images for the cards so that these guys can see them for the first time. This time I did that, Wednesday morning, figuring there'll most be adding a couple more cards on Wednesday and Thursday, and I can just throw them in really quick. That was wrong.
Very wrong.
Very wrong. We have multiple cards that were released. We're not going to go over all of them. I just picked out the best ones, or the most interesting ones, I should say.
How many?
Because we also have
Let's see.
2 new mechanics being added to the game.
What?
2 whole new mechanics, 2 ways that will change how you play the game and how you have to think about building your deck.
Wow.
It's
What?
a little nuts.
What?
They're building on previous mechanics, so it's not like it's fully new. Like all of a sudden they've added floating locations or something like that. It's
Attacking locations.
coming in set 5. Yes, locations that get up and fight people.
So, that would be Casita.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be Casita.
So we'll go through the first set, the first new mechanic first. It just came out yesterday. So we're all familiar with shifting.
Yes.
Right? We did a whole episode
yes.
on it. All right. So
Yes,
shifting,
I shift
right?
a lot.
You throw down a small character like
Robin Hood.
like a Robin Hood right now is the most popular one. You throw down Baby Robin Hood.
Baby
Okay. He's 2/2. He costs 1. You just hope he survives to turn 3 so that you could throw Big Boy Robin Hood on top of him, and all of a sudden you've got a 3/6 body that gets 2 lore when he kills someone, and he gets a card when he gets killed. It's an awesome mechanic. Disney or Ravensburger basically said, well, what if you didn't have to pay ink to shift specific cards?
What?
And now we've got other ways to shift. So we've got Ursula, Eric's bride. She's cost 4, is uninkable, strength of 2, willpower 4, and she shifts. But to shift her, you discard a song card, and then you shift her on top of another character named Ursula. She quests for 2 and has the ability Vanessa's Design. Whenever this character quests, chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of your choice.
What? This would be great for Mom's
So there isn't an Amber Ursula. Well, maybe let's see which one is Amber. I don't remember.
No, I don't know.
There is a small Emerald Ursula though.
I've never seen Amber Emerald. Oh, that's what. No, Malcolm plays Amber.
I used to play Amethyst. I used to play Emerald.
And there's definitely Amethyst Ursulas.
There's an Amethyst Ursula. She's like the really big 3/8 one. There are Emerald Ursulas right now, and I'm sure there's going to be more Ursulas being released.
Clearly.
But so here, instead of paying ink, you're discarding a song card. So
and then her ability, so like every single time she quests, that is nuts. I'm glad it's on inkable though, because this would be way overpowering if it was inkable.
So you're gonna be able to see her card every time she quests. Obviously, your opponent's gonna try to take that out as soon as possible.
Oh my
god! But a 4-cost card that you could shift on top of a 2-cost card, so you could shift that on turn 3. Quest, see their hand. You just saw
even
their
more.
hand.
I mean, if they put out a new one Ursula, you could get this out on turn 2.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw it out there on turn 1 if you really wanted to. You just would be still wet, right?
Sure.
So now you can have a 4-cost character on board before your opponent even gets a chance to play.
Wow.
Right. That also means that she can sing 4-cost songs on the next turn, or you could have her, right, if there's a 1-cost Ursula coming, then you could have her on play on turn 2 and then sing a song at 4/4. Yeah, she's going to quest for 2.
She's going to quest for 2, and you can get rid of, so you can put her down, quest for 2, possibly get rid of a be prepared or a location.
Yep.
That.
Or item if they're running with the quill.
Or an item, because that's what I do. Bare necessities. I often get rid of an item in the dime deck.
Right. Yep.
Holy wow.
This has a pretty interesting new mechanic, a pretty interesting new song.
And like with the 4 defense, like that's a decently big defense for a card like this too.
That's my deck though. You have bare necessities.
What do we think about just the thought of discarding cards now?
To shift, I like it.
Wait, can you only discard a card?
It has to be a song.
In this instance, yes, you have to discard a song card. You can't pay ink to shift her. You can still pay 4 just to play her.
Right.
But that'll be just like
No, well, I mean that'd be fine. It's still a very strong card to play at only 4 ink.
Yeah, if your object is to like discard their hand, there's some possibilities there without doing the shift. So when I first saw this ability, these new types of shifting of discarding a card, my first thought was, it seems like a way you're only going to want to do this when you essentially are trying to win more. Like you're already ahead, because as we've seen time and time again with Lorcana, the player that has more cards in hand is usually going to end up being able to win, because they're going to have more answers for what the other player is going to throw down and be able to take care of that hand. But then I thought, now you can play more uninkables, because you can just use them now as a form of ink to shift people like a one. So you can increase your number of inkables, your uninkable songs, because you're just going to use them
in this way
to pay to shift someone. So it has some ways to change your deck. You can up that uninkable count so that.
And I mean, a lot of Steel Song decks already have a lot of uninkables, and this can help. If you have too many uninkables in your hand, you don't have anything to do with them, you can do this. And again, like this is also something to play, like you said, if you're like mid to late game, usually the way that Amber, that the Steel Amber song deck works is you're trying to get a bunch of little guys out and sing songs to get rid of the other deck. But the big thing that really hurts this is be prepared.
Yep.
And so being able to have this out there to potentially get rid of that, like, is huge. And that's kind of what the bare necessities is about too. But like, I would 100% like discard a bare necessities to put this out, considering it's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and because it does have a decently big defense, it's going to take somebody big like a Maui or or something like that to get rid of it.
Fox, go take this
Sure.
out. None of the 3-cost ones that are so prevalent in Steelwood, though, right?
Yeah.
So it will take a little bit to take her out, right? Doesn't go down to swords, doesn't go
Right.
down to let's Storm Rage on.
Right.
Got that 4 characters on board for Strength, Rage, and Fire.
Exactly.
Would go down to Long King Zeus, but that's a 4-cost card.
Yeah, exactly.
If this character had a enchanted,
That would be cool.
sell.
Money to sell.
Oh wait, we
You don't know
forgot
if
to.
it's even gonna be good.
Oh wait, we forgot to go over that on Sunday. Malcolm pulled in enchanted.
Oh, that's right. So
I
we got
pulled the enchanted Jafar.
yeah, we got packs, prize packs as support. So everyone walked away with some packs, and Malcolm pulled a Enchanted Jafar. It was awesome. So
With a pirate piglet pack, of course.
yeah,
But
so even though we didn't walk away with another Stitch, we still got an Enchanted. So more than made the day worth it. So, but let's look at the next card.
He's in here. Flotsam and Jetsam together.
So this is Flotsam and Jetsam, Entangling Eels. It costs 6. It's inkable. It's got a strength of 5, willpower 5. The shift is to discard 2 cards, and you can shift this on either a character named Flotsam or Jetsam.
Ooh.
And this character counts as being named both Flotsam and Jetsam at quests for 2. So we've already seen Flotsam and Jetsam cards.
Quite a few of them,
give
yeah.
things abilities. You can shift this on top of any of those cards. It would then count as both of them, and the ones that give ward and evasive and stuff would then apply to this one, except for the one you covered up. The one you covered up, that will no longer apply to anything, but this one would get everything that the others give to a Flotsam and Jetsam. So this could be a nice combo to set up. We'll see if we get any other Flotsam and Jetsams, right? And then can someone make like a deck that relies on this combo?
That's kind of cool. Like I wouldn't want to play against it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's again, pretty strong at 5/5. That's gonna get rid of most other cards.
Yep.
But then also quest for 2.
Yeah.
Like, and to be able to shift by discarding 2 cards, like.
And there's a chance this could be evasive or have ward
Oh yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, it's cool art.
It is cool art. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an Enchanted.
Yeah.
When we get to it.
Like it kind of looks like the seaweed of it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's take a look at our next one. Diablo, Devoted Herald.
Oh.
3 cost.
He's the one.
He's a legendary.
He's the bird from the
the Maleficent.
Maleficent's bird. Yep. 3 cost uninkable. Diablo, Devoted Herald. Strength of 2, willpower 2. Shift is discard an action card. And he has evasive. He quests for 1 and has the ability circle far and wide during each opponent's turn. Whenever they draw a card, while this card is exerted, you may draw a card.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
you a card draw whenever at the start of their turn. You get to draw a card. If they play friends on the other side, you get to draw 2 cards. If they play whatever, you get to draw a card.
So does that mean if your opponent plays a whole new world, you get 14 cards?
You can, yes.
Wow.
I just started.
But that's, I don't know if you want to do that because you're going to like run out of cards and deck yourself, right? You'll run out of cards and then you lose. So that might not be the best version. But yes, you could in theory do that.
Well, as it says, you may, so you can choose to if you want. Okay.
I just thought of an overpowered way. The discard decks.
Yeah.
You can so when you discard a card and they draw a card with Prince John. You can also draw a card.
Yep.
So you could just get another card back.
There's only one other Diablo, I believe it's in Amethyst right now. It costs 1. So if you play with that, you can shift him.
But I don't think that deck really exists.
No, there is an Amethyst Emerald deck.
Yeah.
That works. It's like a tempo discard deck. So this might work with that.
And this could even be, with it being a legendary, that's interesting. This is a legendary card.
Yeah. Plus he's evasive, so he's going to be a little bit difficult to get rid of,
that's
especially for playing him that early. So will have to be some defenses. It is a card you will have to watch out for. All right, we got a bunch of cards. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's step away from the Floodborns. This is signed contract and item. Cost 2 is inkable. Ability is fine print. Whenever opponent plays a song, you draw a card. Pretty good item, right?
Pretty good item,
so
yeah.
if you're playing against a song deck,
And
like,
it's
you could be drawing
inkable?
decks. Yeah.
What is a fine print stuff?
Fine print means like whenever you sign a contract, there's always little prints at the bottom that sometimes they hide like language in to try to trick you into stuff.
Like,
So-
what did it say?
It could say lots of different things.
Lots of small things that
Yep.
people don't usually read. All right, let's move on to our next one. So a song. Be King Undisputed. Cost 4 is uninkable. Each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters.
How many
Boo.
people can they not go another set without making another Be Prepared song?
This isn't Be Prepared. This is another Madame Medusa.
Yes.
No, I'm saying
but it's
like,
a slide from Be Prepared. So they,
Yes.
they
Oh, I see. Yes.
but they at least
Well,
at
so
least they could survive set 3.
I can see this would be good for your deck though.
It could be. I don't know what I'm going to be playing next round around.
Sure.
Right. 4 to remove someone that early. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So that could definitely be a thing. But if you really wanted to make them pick, right, you could have Tremaine and then shift the Tremaine onto her for 4. So it's an interesting card. It's definitely going to be one that will get tested out, I'm sure.
I'm sure it
It
will.
seems like
We
a
do have another.
better version of.
Go ahead.
A better version of. It's like a bigger teeth than a this.
Mhm.
Yes,
Bingo.
got teeth. And if you double it,
Sure.
instead of doing damage, it would.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is to say each opponent. So if you're playing a multi-game one, like
Everybody does it.
So that's kind of cool.
Wait today.
We do have a new mechanic coming up specifically with singing. I don't remember how many cards I have before I get to it, but I know it's coming up. That is the other mechanic that's coming, is a new singing mechanic as well. But first we're going to go over location. The Snuggly Duckling. I had to add this wrong. Snuggly Duckling, disreputable pub. It costs 2. It's inkable. It's a location. It's got a willpower of 9. It costs 2 to move to this location. Gains no lore during the set phase. The ability is Routine Ruckus. Whenever a character with 3 strength or more challenges another character while here, gain 1 lore. If the challenging character has 6 strength or more, gain 3 lore instead.
Ooh.
So it's
you
Ruby.
need to play your cards right with this one.
So it's Ruby, and the big character there is Maui. Right? You have this on play. You have 8 ink or 7 ink. Play Maui, move him there, attack immediately, get 3 lore.
That's
Yeah,
great,
Craig.
Now if you have Maui singing, the rock singing, I've got a game. Wait, the rock plays Maui?
Yes,
Man,
Emmett.
you know that.
I thought Roman Reigns played Maui.
Who?
Roman Reigns? No, you know that it's not Roman Reigns. You know it's The Rock. Roman Reigns is
Not an actor.
it's been in like one movie, like a Fast and the Furious movie.
No. Yeah.
Or Hobbs and Shaw. I don't remember which one it was, but it's one of those.
Anyway.
let's look at our next card here. The Muses.
Oh,
Proclaimers
Muses.
of Heroes. It's a
Is that
4-cost
word?
inkable, strength 2, willpower 4, has ward, and quest for 1, has the ability The Gospel Truth. Whenever you play a song, you may return chosen character with 2 strength or less to their player's hand.
Wow.
So it's a constant bouncing thing.
So they took
Ooh.
Befuddled and became a character?
Kind of, yeah.
Wait,
Or
what
it's like
does Befuddled do?
Befuddled bounces a character with 2 strength or less back to the player's hand. It's the same thing like what Cloud Kicker does when you play him, but in this case, it just he plays it and then you can keep reusing the ability. So imagine if you turn 3, the Ursula singer, then turn 4, you play this, have Ursula sing something twice, and you basically bounce 2 characters back, and then also doing whatever Ursula's up to. So that could be a pretty cool ability and a pretty cool combo there.
Whew, yep.
And then since she has ward, you just never quest with them.
Yep.
Just leave them there, and you just keep getting that ability whenever you sing a song.
Yep. And with a defense of 4, like.
Yeah, it doesn't go down easy with any.
You know what this reminds me of? Cogsworth.
I mean, just because Cogsworth has ward, sure.
But this is a card that will be seen playing that has wood.
Mhm.
Will not be
Sure.
questioned.
Yeah, sure.
Well, all word cards are like that.
Okay, let's look at our next one. Here we go.
The mob song.
So this is the mob song. It's a song. It costs 10 as in it is uninkable. But what's that first word there? It's sing together. So any number of your teammates' characters, your teammates' characters with total cost 10 or more may tap to sing this song for free. Then you deal 3 damage to up to 3 chosen characters and or locations.
Wait, so what yours or your teammates' characters? What?
Teammates?
So remember there is
Oh, for like the Ursula's for like attacking the Ursula, like remember how they're doing that like thing where like you gotta like fight Ursula?
yeah, so the Illuminator's Quest, the special like game, the cooperative version.
Oh,
So
right.
you could have teammates all singing one of these songs.
Right. But
I
so
love the art.
okay, so you can connect your characters. So if I had 2 aerials out,
Yes,
they can together sing this
correct.
and deal
I think
3
that-
damage to up to 3 different characters. It is chosen, so it doesn't work against word though,
Yes.
or locations.
Yes.
I'm just imagining this, like 2 aliens just singing it.
But
Yeah. So yes. So that means on turn, but the earliest then they could sing that would be turn 5, right? Because you
Yeah.
play them, and then you play. Then turn 5, they can both sing together.
And that's only if you have 2 in your hand.
But then you could also do, let's say, Cinderella Ballroom Station turn 1.
Another
then
Cinderella.
one of the singers, say like Miss Bianca, or the
Oh,
Minnie Mouse
sure.
that sing for 4.
Yeah.
So you're up to 7 already. So and then on turn 3, you can play whatever card you want.
Sure.
Play Ariel if you want, and then you can have them all sing the song. On
Or
turn
another
4.
Cinderella.
Right. So there is a lot of ability to kind of like do some new things.
But
things you're gonna have to watch out for.
But putting a 10 cost uninkable in a deck that already has so many uninkables, that's scary.
Yeah, and that was my thought too. But then the new shift ability, you can start including more uninkables in your deck because you'll
That's
use those to
true.
shift. So if you're manipulating that shift stuff,
That's
then
true.
you can have the more uninkables because you can still use them to pay for things. They have more versatility.
And
now.
again, it's not like you're ever gonna pay 10 ink for this.
Right. Odds are you won't. If you've gotten up to 10 ink and you're playing this, like the game has gotten like really serious and you're no longer just like worried about that part itself maybe anymore.
No.
But now, right, when you're looking at well, what songs can you sing, you have to add up all the costs of the characters because there is team singing now.
Yeah.
So this is our first one of these.
Interesting. And we talked about this, like this being something that we thought
I
would
thought
be
it was
cool.
going to be an item to like do a duet or an
Yeah.
action, sing a duet, and you
Duet.
can use 2 people
Yeah.
or a microphone as an item.
Mhm.
Instead, it's just the cards themselves will have it. I wouldn't be surprised if there still isn't an item or an action that would sing a duet.
I hope they do this for I Have a Dream too.
Yeah. They already
I Have a Dream is already a card.
Oh, is it? Aw.
What else would they do this for?
Well,
the
let's-
Family Madrigal?
Oh, Family Madrigal could work.
second star to the right.
Okay.
There's 10 cost uninkable, sing together 10.
Okay.
Chosen player draws 5 cards.
Can
Oh.
you choose yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
You could
But
find.
this could be something where if somebody is almost at the end of their deck, you could end the game by making them draw their last 5 cards.
So one
And then
thing with
they
these cards that we
Mhm.
haven't brought up with the other ones, right? So here, again, if you're running Amber and you're
Mhm.
able to use the singers, you can play this turn 4 at the earliest, right?
Mhm.
That's only if you're running Amber. So to get up to that 10 ink really fast and get there, right, you got to be playing Amber. But what if you're playing Emerald and you've got Ursula?
10.
Does that work?
It does.
Because she sings for 5.
No, she sings for 3.
But if you have 2 Ursulas out,
Well, if you have the Ursula that can double sing songs, and then you have enough other characters to add up to 10.
oh, I see.
You can force people to draw 10 cards.
Or you could draw
you
10
can draw 10
cards yourself.
You can fly.
That's a lot of cards. So.
A lot of cards.
Imagine if
Wait.
you got Ursula and Jafar,
Wait a minute.
and they sing it together.
Wait a minute. What if?
That's 10 more.
Wait. Go back to the mob shop. Can you go back to
That's
the mob shop?
crazy.
Why do you want? What's your
Why?
question?
Why?
What if the Ursula sing the mob song?
That's the same thing.
Same
Then
thing.
You'll do
You
3
do
damage
two
to 3
up to
different
6.
locations. Then you'll do it again.
So you can either do it to 6 to 6 different places, or do 6 damage to 3 different places,
Yep.
or some kind of mixture.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Did you have a question?
I have a real question.
Mhm.
I just want to go. So when you're playing with 4 people, let's say we're playing with 4 people. What
Okay.
happens if one person runs out of cards?
They lose, but
What about the
It-
other three?
they just keep playing. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering.
No, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so let's take a look at the next card. A Pirate's Life.
Yo ho, yo ho,
A pirate's life for me.
Ooh.
So this is a 6-cost inkable card.
Ooh,
So sing together 6.
I like that it's inkable.
Each opponent loses 2 lore. You gain 2 lore.
Nice.
So kind of like if the shiftable Aladdin kills somebody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly like that. So this is something that, sneaky lore, you could play this turn 4 with any deck.
Yeah.
This could be played.
Yeah.
Give me
Nice.
a corner. Give me a bucker.
Next, we've got
Dig a little deeper, and you know.
Okay.
dig a little deeper. Song 8-cost uninkable. Sing together 8. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put 2 into your hand and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So a way to get the exact card you probably want. You're
Yeah.
looking at 7. in your
Yeah,
deck.
that's
You're like
nice.
digging deep.
Yeah.
Is there even more than 8 cost cards other than Snowball?
Well, now
Yeah.
there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. There's
the Maleficent
Goofy.
Dragon, Goofy, Elsa.
Mhm.
They could all sing this.
So very interesting.
Then look at this family.
Hold it.
Yeah.
No, this is look at this film, not family mob.
It's still.
Yeah.
It's still.
It's a 7-cost inkable card.
No.
Sing
Ooh,
together
7.
7. Look at this family. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 character cards and put them into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So,
Oh, and it's inkable. Ooh, I like this card.
A bunch of people like this.
Because I love it.
Look at this family, a perfect constellation.
so you could play this as early as turn 3 if you're playing.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, 100%.
You have
Yeah.
Cinderella, one of the
I have
4-cost
Cinderella and
singers,
Bianca.
Minnie Mouse, Bianca, right? And then they can sing this turn.
3 and 3.
And
Yep.
you get 2 character cards, right? So that's
And this is something that I feel like would be even better, like mid game,
sure.
like like at any time. Like again, I have an Ariel and an Ariel and a bodyguard out, and they can sing this. Like
Yes, and wouldn't it be great if you could have just one singer that could sing this card? That would be awesome if you had someone say like this. Ariel singing mermaid, cost 4 is inkable, strength of 3, willpower of 3, singer 7, and quests for 2. So she can sing 7-cost songs.
holy
and a cost of
crap!
4, which means that last card she can sing on turn 5 just by herself. If you're playing it with Ruby, you got turn 5 Be Prepared that you paid for free, and then can load up your board with cards from card that you got on board.
Holy crap!
This is a big one.
What am I gonna take out? What am I gonna take out of my deck? I'm gonna have a whole different deck.
I think with the cards we've seen today, there are going to be a lot of different decks. I feel
Wow.
like this set is really changing the archetype. I don't think any of the decks that are currently being played are just like this. Won't be like where it's been for the past couple. Well, really, at least the last one. The last set 3, it felt like you kind of added cards to the decks you already had. There have been some that have becoming new and more playable because of it, but we had these ideas for decks. Now we've got some more tools, and now the decks are better.
And what's interesting is I feel like with set 3, the songs have become more popular.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's playing the steel deck is because of those songs. And so I think this is just going to continue to make that song dynamic even stronger from what we're seeing from set 4. And this, whoo,
yeah,
I am very excited.
So it's very big card.
Yeah.
So looking good. I believe that is my last one. Yes. This was the one I chose to end it on. There are a lot of other cards out there.
I can't believe this isn't a legendary.
Well, I mean, you don't play her till turn 4. She's kind of weakish, so like she can get taken out pretty quickly. Um, but I mean, if you can use her for that one time, that's pretty good. Um, and you got a combo with the 7 cost song. You got that 7 cost song that's gonna be in your hand if you see her or not. She's not searching for things like the other Ariel, so you've got to
Yeah.
already have that song in your hand. But
Yeah,
you
I
can
guess
use the
that's
other
true.
Ariel to find the 7 cost song that you want, and then play her the next turn, so
Yep.
that you can. There are things to do with it, so it'll be really interesting with it. Yeah.
Did did we get any 12 cost songs?
No.
Mm-mm.
So I was thinking like both of those could like seem like.
Oh,
10 is
before,
still the
yeah.
highest cost of any card we've seen
Yep.
so far.
Mhm.
So not even of these ones, every card that they've released, they still haven't gotten any over 10.
Nothing
Nope.
over 10 so far, no. There are more cards that were released today. Things I didn't bring up here. There was like a card that is a location that acts as like a bodyguard for other locations, essentially.
Ooh, interesting.
Like it's a
Like you have to
wall
get rid of
card
that
from
one.
Mulan, so you have to
Oh, it's
attack
a
that.
wall.
The
Yeah.
Great Wall of China.
Yeah, something like that.
That is smart. You have to attack the wall first before you can attack the other locations.
Yeah, there was like
that.
a
That's cool.
lantern type item for Ruby
Mhm.
where every time you attack another character, you pay 1 less for the next character you play. So it's kind of like lantern, but it's a firework from Mulan. So there's lots of other cards that are coming out. We'll keep looking at them next week and the week after. Next week, so we've got 2 more regular weeks and then the release week. So the next 2 weeks we'll keep looking at cards. We'll keep going over new things. Start talking about like what kind of things we'd like to see in our deck, what kind of things to watch out for, and then the day before release we'll talk about the draft stuff because draft is going to be big that weekend. We won't be able to do a whole lot of them because we're really busy that weekend already with the show.
That's when their play opens. Yeah, I mean, nobody that is listening knows what you're doing.
Audio podcast, buddy.
So explain. What are you pointing to?
It's a doorknob pin.
A doorknob Disney pin.
I'm in Disney World play
and who are you playing?
Me and Allison when I'm playing. I am doorknob. We have a King of Hearts pin, but that was just decided to wear it.
Because Malcolm is the King of Hearts. Yeah.
So that play is the same weekend as opening.
Unfortunately.
So we'll be for sure opening some packs. We'll see if there is any chances of sneaking away to anything, but that'll be pretty difficult.
I don't know if they do a Friday midnight release like last time, maybe we can hit that after the Friday night show.
We'll see. But we'll definitely look through some of the draft targets that you may be looking for, the commons, uncommons, and stuff, and take a look at them and try to evaluate some of the cards for drafting stuff. So got another couple of weeks of exciting stuff coming up, and then after that, it's all like racing towards Chicago and figuring out the decks we're going to bring to that because Set 4 will be legal for Chicago. It's not legal for the Atlanta one, but it will be legal in Chicago. Basically, it has to be a week after the full like big box store release.
Okay.
So that's our main content.
Did they get any part of your world songs?
There already is a part of your world song.
Yeah, there's a song called "Part of Your World."
We can find the card later.
What's that?
I don't remember.
I don't know. We'll go look for it.
Okay.
So let's move on to our next segment, which is trivia, Disney trivia from the wonderful world of Disney trivia.
Last time we had an oddball question.
Yep. Let's see what we get this time. So first question. One of the sponsors for Dynaco races in Cars 3 is the fictitious company By and Large, which first appeared in what film?
Wally. Yeah, Wally.
Wally is correct.
Wait, what was the question again? It's actually, no, that was actually the Easter egg. No, never mind. I was gonna say that was the Easter egg saying Wally too, but that doesn't exist.
Nope.
In the animated short Pluto's Christmas Tree, what 2 characters take up residence in Mickey and Minnie's Christmas tree?
I know this.
What is it? I know it. Go say it, Emmett.
I think it's Chip and Dale.
Yeah, it's Chip and Dale.
That is correct.
Yes, I was like, let Emmett answer it if he knows it.
Okay, next.
I knew it too.
In Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, we already got that.
Okay, what's the answer?
17.
All right, let him
Name
answer
the
ask the
sequel.
question. Sequel.
Based clogs up the bathroom drain.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, in Beauty and the Beast, I just thought you had it. And what if it's like that, huh? What if it's like that? Suddenly I'm asking you about beast hair clogs.
Okay, can we?
What was the beast's only window to the outside world?
The magic mirror.
That is correct.
I wanted to see if there was magic mirror on in my hand. Who is the dumbest in the land?
I don't know.
Okay. Moving on. How many fingers does Mickey Mouse have on each hand?
Four.
It is 4.
3 fingers.
And one thumb. Yes, 3 fingers and a thumb. I was gonna say that, but
Next, last question from our favorite movie.
oh,
What character in Meet the Robinsons says, "I have a big head and little arms, and I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought through"?
The guy got.
No, that's
What?
epic.
The robot.
you just
I mean, there is a way. Okay, look, there's a way for you guys to guess this. Okay.
Oh, it's the T-Rex. The T-Rex.
there's a T-Rex in that movie.
Isn't it the T-Rex?
What's his name?
It is the T-Rex.
Yes.
It says the T-Rex. I don't know
Oh,
if he has a name. I don't know.
I didn't even know there was. Did you guys watch that movie?
No, but I knew there was a T-Rex.
Good job, Malcolm.
I've seen the first like quarter of it.
I've never
Was there a
seen
T-Rex in the first quarter?
No.
Was there a quarter of a T-Rex in the first quarter?
Yes.
Did Beast clog any shower drains?
Definitely, yes. That was the plot of the movie. That's the plot of the movie.
Yeah. So until we get Beast's
I wonder
action
if
power
there
on-
was any like what kind of like I like do you think that like the castle plumber turned into a plunger to prevent or to fix any
I mean,
these
he's
hair clogs? That would have been like the worst.
well. So
If you were the castle plumber, like what would you turn into? Would you turn into a wrench or like a plunger?
I mean, right, you gotta hope it's not a plunger,
Right.
right? 'Cause otherwise, he's like, man, I have seen things. But then at the same time, does Beast even bother with any of that stuff anymore, or does he just like, screw it, I'm just
No,
going
but
outside.
he
Dog.
has the bath. But
I'm a dog.
well, we're not even talking about the toilet. I'm saying if we're talking about hair drains. We're talking about like the bathtub. He clearly has when he takes a bath in the movie.
That's true. I mean, obviously he has one. Like, the curse didn't remove bathtubs from the castle, right?
So that's what I'm saying. Like obviously, because I know I've given a dog a bath
Right.
in our bathtub.
Yeah.
And it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
That's why we take her to the local pet store that has the DIY
Maybe the Beast
Thing.
went to the local pet store.
in the 1800s,
In
right
France.
after the French
Yeah.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure they were everywhere.
Listen, the French. One thing I know, right? The French are fancy. If there is anyone who in the 1800s would be like, I need to make a bath for my dog, I do not want to have a clothes. I will build shop, and I will take dog to shop. Take shower in shop.
Oh, sure. But that's what. But if he didn't, what there had to have been something. I mean, well, were plungers even around in the 1800s post French Revolution?
Surprisingly, I'm not an expert.
Did they even have actual plumbing, or it was probably just boiled water in a tub?
Yeah, they had plumbing. I mean, the Roman Empire had plumbing.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I guess that's true. You're not wrong. All right. Anyway,
with that, let's wrap up this video. If you have questions, you can email us at QuestloreQuestions@gmail.com.
That's QuestloreQuestions@gmail.com.
Thank you very much. If you are listening to an audio version of this podcast, you can catch a YouTube version over on YouTube. Our channel name is
And you
QuestLore
can
over there.
change the
Let that finish.
If Yes, in that version, you can see the cards we were talking about as
Yes.
well as our faces. Not sure if you want that part, but they're there. If you are watching us and like, I don't want to see your faces, there is an audible version available on all major podcast platforms. Thank you so much for listening. If you've liked what you've listened to, please feel free to rate, like, subscribe, whatever way you have of interacting with your media is. Please do that for us. Helps out so much. And with that, this has been another episode of QuestLore from our family to yours. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
I love